Morning SKN. I'm Jamie Morris.
And I'm Cortensia Carty. And it is Friday. Yes, it is. And today also marks the beginning of our National Colors Week, which will run until next Thursday, the 15th of September. So what color are we representing today, Jamie?
Well, in about 15 minutes, we'll be representing green as our national color. We've got the stage set for you, so definitely you won't miss that at all. So green, which highlights fertile lands here in our lush Twin Island Federation.
It sure does. It sure does. And who are you looking forward? Well, who are our guests today?
Wow. First up is former Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Mr. William Vincent Hodge. Looking forward to that interview. It always takes me back to my days in education, so I feel like I'm still on the job.
And I finally get to meet him, the infamous Mr. Hodge. And then we also have on our Youth Power segment, Donella Thompson and Udinell Pemberton. So I'm looking forward to it. And then we have Loosen Up. Maybe we have a game or two where I can finally regain my crown from Jamie. But for now, we will get on with it, right?
We'll see about that. All right. We begin with the latest in local news. Independence 39 official calendar of events released. This from SKNIS. The official final calendar of events for the 39th anniversary of independence of St. Kitts and Nevis was officially released on Thursday, September 8th, 2022, with a wide range of activities. The 39th anniversary of independence is being celebrated under the theme Refocus, Recreate, Redesign, Independence 39. Activities will spread throughout September and run into October 2022. The first event on the calendar is the start of the National Colors Week, which kicks off on Friday, September 9th. That is today with the color green. Additionally, cabinet members are slated to visit primary schools located in the East and West zones. National Heroes Day, which is celebrated on September 16th every year, where the national heroes of St. Kitts and Nevis are honored for their pioneering spirit. This year, there will be 2 National Heroes Day observances, one at the National Heroes Park at 8 a.m. and the other at the R.L. Bradshaw Memorial Park in St. Paul's at 4 p.m. Also on Independence Day, observed on September 19th, there will be an Independence Day military parade. The Independence State Service is slated for Sunday, September 18th in St. Kitts, and the Prime Minister's Independence Lecture Series is scheduled for September 14th. An Independence Freedom Concert is slated for Friday, September 30th in St. Kitts, while a National Heroes Day concert is set for September 16th in Nevis. A whole range of activities,
Yes, plenty. And the fact that it extends all the way into October, it's a lot to celebrate. So I wonder what's going to happen next year. We're going to go all the way down to Carnival time?
Hey, we should do it all year.
Right.
Start from January 1st.
I know. Create the hype.
Yes.
We continue now this from SKNIS. The United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, commemorates International Literacy Day on September the 8th annually. To commemorate this important day and to underscore the importance of literacy to human development, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Education, the Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, on September 7, 2022, announced that the Ministry of Education will be observing the day with a number of activities. Minister Dr. Hanley said, and quote, "The Ministry of Education is pleased to accept the invitation of UNESCO to partner in observing International Literacy Day on Thursday, the 8th September 2022. The theme, Transforming Literacy, Learning Spaces, has been appropriately chosen for this year's international observance. The activities of International Literacy Day provide opportunities to rethink the fundamental importance of literacy, learning spaces, to build resilience and ensure quality, equitable, and inclusive education for all," end quote. He further noted the relevance of this year's theme for International Literacy Day 2022, Transforming Literacy, Learning Spaces, and how it encompasses the modern view of enhanced education delivery.
This just takes me back to our interview yesterday, because obviously it was yesterday that International Literacy Day was celebrated, and I think I learned a lot more than I knew, and it's really interesting.
Yeah, they blew me out the ballpark. I never know so much went on while
Behind the
teaching.
scenes, yeah. Superheroes.
No.
And they're hidden. That's their talent. Invisible, but they work. Wow.
Yes.
All right, we're moving on. Sugar Mass 51 dates revealed. This by way of an SKNCC press release. The St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival Committee, the SKNCC, has announced the dates for Sugar Mass 51. Chairperson Shannon Hawley stated that the month-long festivities will commence on Friday, December 2nd, 2022, and conclude on Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023, with the announcement of the winners and the last lap parade through the streets of Bastille. During the carnival period, all major events will be staged. These include National Carnival Pageant, Panorama, Soca and Calypso Monarch, Juve, Junior Parade, and the Grand Parade. In addition, major events hosted by private promoters will also return to the Sugar Mass calendar after a 2-year hiatus. The calendar of events will be released in the near future after a series of planned stakeholder meetings during the month of September. These fora are designed to provide information and solicit suggestions from regular participants and new entrants in all aspects of the annual festival. The return of Juve and the Grand Parade are highly anticipated, and many Grand Parade, Mass, and Juve troops have already indicated their participation. So it's going to be an action-packed carnival.
Yes, it is back, as you said, after a 2-year hiatus, and I know persons are looking forward to that. They're getting their bodies ready for their costumes. So yeah.
I'm just wondering if we're going to have any luck, because it's our 39th year of independence. It's Sugar Mass 51. We've already got 2 lotto numbers, Cortensio. Let's keep looking. Maybe we'll hit the jackpot.
So what should the other 2 numbers, or when will we get the other 2 numbers?
Well, I don't know. We'll check the news and we'll find out. We'll just keep reading and we'll see if we get lucky numbers today, and then we'll play it, all right?
All right. But for now, we're going to let you know what's up with the weather. So it's mostly cloudy with periods of showers and a 40% or moderate chance of thunderstorms. A high of 91 and a low of 73 degrees Fahrenheit. It's now 83 degrees Fahrenheit. Weather looks all in all good. I see a few cloud cover, although I wish there would be more cloud cover so that we can be a bit cooler. So there you go. See you after this. Much more, and good morning, SKN.
Great news, everyone! SKN Moves is turning 3. And this year, we are going to celebrate bigly by bringing back the 7-week challenge. For week 1, we will focus on the importance of breastfeeding. In week 2, we will participate in the SKN Moves anniversary walk. Week 3, let's watch the In Your Kitchen I Rep My Community competition finals. Week 4, a healthy drinking water challenge. During week 5, it's all about mindfulness and our mental health. And no, that's not all. In week 6, we will learn about self-care and management. The celebrations end in week 7 with the Caribbean Wellness Week activities, National Fruit Day and National Sneaker Day. Come participate, celebrate and enjoy. Join SKN Moves and let us move toward a healthier St. Kitts and Nevis.
If you gradually use less salt, you will gradually want less salt. Eating less salty foods will reduce your cravings for salty foods. Let's get salt smart.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
And we're back on Good Morning SKN as we continue now with regional news. Claudette Peters crowned Groovy Monarch. Lyrics Man wins Jumpy Crown. This from Loop News. Antigua. Antiguan artists showed up and showed out on the Party Monarch stage on a Saturday night, much to the delight of the hundreds of patrons in attendance. The island's best soca artists competed in two categories, Groovy and Jumpy, which is known in other parts of the region as the Power category. Each artist had 10 minutes to impress not only the judges, but the mammoth crowd gathered at the recreational ground for the popular event. Fans at last night's Evening Soca Monarch finals. It was a tough decision for the judges, as each of the artists put on a remarkable show. Antiguan soca queen Claudette Peters emerged victorious in the Groovy category following her performance of Stress Less. During her performance, Ms. Peters issued an appeal for traditional characters to be reintroduced to Antigua and Barbuda Carnival. She said, and I quote, "We definitely need to bring back the old mass into our carnival. We're losing it. We cannot afford to lose it. I've traveled all over the world, and they must make sure when you leave knowing what their culture is all about." Tonight, I'm telling the government of Antigua and Barbuda to put back all mass, into our carnival. So when you go to the other countries, she's saying their carnival leaves an indelible mark on you. So we need to put back in our old mass so that our carnival can leave the same mark on them. When they leave, they can always say, "Oh, I'm going back to Antigua Carnival."
Okay, I got you.
I enjoy the old mass.
I got you there. I'm hooked on Stress Less. Stress Less.
Indeed, Stress Less.
All right, moving on to the international scene. Queen Elizabeth II has died, Buckingham Palace announces. This from the BBC. Queen Elizabeth II, the UK's longest-serving monarch, has died at Balmoral at age 96 after reigning for 70 years. Her family gathered at her Scottish estate after concerns grew about her health earlier on Thursday. The Queen came to the throne in 1952 and witnessed enormous social change. With her death, her eldest son, Charles, the former Prince of Wales, will lead the country in mourning as the new king and head of state for 14 Commonwealth realms. In a statement, Buckingham Palace said, quote, "The Queen died peacefully at Balmoral this afternoon. The King and the Queen Consort will remain at Balmoral this evening and will return to London tomorrow," end quote. All the Queen's children traveled to Balmoral near Aberdeen after doctors placed the Queen under medical supervision. Her grandson, Prince William, is also there with his brother, Prince Harry, on his way. Queen Elizabeth II's tenure as head of state spanned post-war austerity, the transition from empire to Commonwealth, the end of the Cold War, and the UK's entry into and withdrawal from the European Union. Her reign spanned 15 prime ministers, starting with Winston Churchill, born in 1874, and including Liz Truss, born 101 years later in 1975, and appointed by the Queen earlier this week. Very sad story for the Commonwealth, very sad story for the royal family indeed, but the silver lining there is that she lived a long life and her legacy will remain.
It will live on indeed, because for years to come, kids will be learning, or I should say children will be learning who she was.
Yes.
Indeed.
Well, there you have it for the latest for today. Up next, outgoing Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Mr. William Vincent Hodge. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a flash.
Yoshli voice representing for Good Morning SKN. We say good vibes, good energy, blessings and love. Voice rated.
Some veggies for dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option.
They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I come in Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
As a hypertensive patient, in my home, I reduce salt intake by not adding salt during the preparation of my food, not having a salt shaker on my table, limiting the consumption of salty snacks, and choosing products with low sodium content. That's why I am salt smart.
Comes to Independence celebration, children are not left out. As we look at the Independence calendar, we see several activities that are designed specifically, the word is eluding me today, for the participation of young people. Today we invited William Vincent Hodge, the outgoing permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education, to tell us about some of these activities. Good morning, Mr. Hodge, and welcome to Good Morning SKN.
Good morning. I am delighted to be here. I actually feel like a celebrity.
Oh, and it's our pleasure to have you. You are a celebrity in my eyes. As I was telling him before we started, I always wanted to meet the Mr. Hodge that I heard everybody talking about in Sandy Point High School. You don't play with Mr. Hodge, Mr. Hodge don't play. So it's my pleasure to meet you, Mr. Hodge.
My pleasure as well.
So schools, patriotic programs. So Thursday, September the 15th. Are these left only up to the individual schools?
To the greater part. Okay. Previously, we assigned speakers, and this year, actually, our new Minister of Education, the Honorable Dr. Jeffrey Hanley, has said we're going to throw this wide open, allow the schools to make recommendations. And so those recommendations have been coming in. Where principals don't make a recommendation, we will assign a speaker. Now, we look for speakers who we, in our wisdom, our judgment, would want to go in and deliver a patriotic address to our children. Most times, we recommend that the theme for independence be used as the focus for the address. Or we can, the speaker may speak about nationhood, independence in general, some aspect of it.
All right, so in relation to the Cabinet Minister's visit to schools, sir, September 9th to September 14th, that's when it's taking place. Is there a particular format or program that that will take? Or again, is it left up to the schools?
Well, actually, that activity begins this morning. The ministers should be arriving at their first school in just about 10 minutes. It's going to be quick because a decision was made to combine the primary schools and the west and the east zones. And each school has been allocated 15 minutes. That doesn't give you a whole lot of time. But I suggested to some principals who inquired that at least you have your students assembled and they can render the national anthem. An introduction would be made, and then one of the ministers would speak. It's going to be a challenging task because it's a number of schools. We don't have the largest number of schools in the region, but we do have a good number of schools. And in our planning committee meeting, there was a suggestion to split up the ministers. But because it's a new cabinet, everybody's going to want to see all the ministers, especially the prime minister. And so we decided to roll with that.
So who is the first school that they're going at, and why is it this year they're doing that?
Actually, the first school is the Keon Primary School. Okay. They're traveling east. Yeah. Okay. Yes. The cabinet of ministers have visited schools before for the celebration of independence. Since I'm in office, there were maybe 2 years that it wasn't done because of the time crunch. Okay. And other times the ministers split up, the cabinet divided into 2 or 3. Okay. And so they will go to those schools that are in their particular constituencies. Oh, okay.
All right, so I want to move on to something that I think you're a little more passionate about, and it's the elocution contest.
Oh.
So what can you tell us about the plans going into this, expected participation, etc.?
Yes, the date for that is the 7th of October. We have had to push it back. The eliminations will be done on the 30th of September, which is Caribbean Youth Day. So we have 4 zones, East, West, Bastille, and then we have a zone with the private schools. Now, teaching poetry has been my passion. It's an area that I take pride. I wouldn't say took, that I take pride in teaching. And so when I came to office, we introduced that as one of the activities to engage students at the primary level. For about 4 years in a row, we actually picked a calypso from St. Kitts Nevis, got the words, and used that as the piece or the text for the elocution. And it was amazing as to how children will, and their teachers, their coaches, would interpret these. And so we are hoping, we haven't nailed it down yet, but we are hoping that we can find a suitable calypso this year to do that. We would invite persons mainly who taught English, orators, persons with good oratorical skill, like our good friend James here, to be judges. And so the top 2 from each zone would go into the finals. We would have a new slate of judges for the finals. Okay. And students would be awarded a nice plaque from One as One Stop. You know, they actually come in gold, silver, and bronze. Oh, nice. Yes. Okay. We most times we do get all the schools participating because I told them, well, you don't have a choice. Your school has to participate. All right?
I like that.
You know.
I like that because I was just going to ask you how many schools, but the fact that you say everybody has to participate, everybody has to participate.
Yes. We just can't say that to the private schools. Okay. But we do encourage them. Actually, the winner last year was from the Seventh-day Adventists. Yes, and he did a fantastic job. You know, the principal there is into poetry as well, so she was the coach. And she decided that she's coming back this year again for another win.
Oh, another round.
Yes.
That's very good. So what are some of the things the judges will be looking for at the elocution contest?
Okay. Memory, retention, you have to know the piece. Articulation, expression, gestures, the use of body language, and so on. I think one year we might have judged for props, but the other years we said you can have props, but you would not be judged on that because it's elocution. It's the use of your voice.
Yes.
You know, the articulation and enunciation, how you chunk certain words and phrases together and stuff like that. James might be able to tell us something else that the judges look for.
Mr. Hart just putting me on the spot.
I see that. Indeed.
I knew that you were passionate about elocution because, well, you would know this as I told you as well.
Yes.
I judged a competition on the invite of Mr. Hart, of course. So,
yes.
And actually, incidentally, the winner of that competition was here hosting
Malachi.
on International Youth Day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
Really good.
Yes, that's the kind of thing we expect. You know, after they get those experiences and training and develop those skill sets, they can come back and make that type of contribution.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
There's a whole lot more to talk about. We'll do that on the other side of this break. Stay tuned, everyone.
Great news, everyone! SKN Moves is turning 3. And this year, we are going to celebrate bigly by bringing back the 7-week challenge. For week 1, we will focus on the importance of breastfeeding. In week 2, we will participate in the SKN Moves anniversary walk. Week 3, let's watch the In Your Kitchen I Rep My Community competition finals. Week 4, a healthy drinking water challenge. During week 5, it's all about mindfulness and our mental health. And no, that's not all. In week 6, we will learn about self-care and management. The celebrations end in week 7 with the Caribbean Wellness Week activities, National Fruit Day and National Sneaker Day. Come participate, celebrate and enjoy. Join SKN Moves and let us move toward a healthier St. Kitts and Nevis.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the doorway or any exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, don't want to run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
As a hypertensive patient, in my home, I reduce salt intake by not adding salt during the preparation of my food, not having a salt shaker on my table, limiting the consumption of salty snacks, and choosing products with low sodium content. That's why I am salt smart.
Yo, what up? It's your boy N Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We are having a very engaging conversation with outgoing Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Mr. William Vincent Hodge. We're talking all about independence. And I don't know if you noticed, but we're definitely, let's say, celebrating green. Today's the color of green. Mr. Hodge himself is very patriotic. You cannot see his socks, by the way. But from top to bottom, Mr. Hodge is a true patriot. Yeah. All right, so as we talk about the Independence Parade, Mr. Hodge, which takes place on Independence Day, and it's always a large contingent of youth, what can you tell us about that? We've got Cadet Corps, Scouts, etc.
Yes. Over the years, there has been an increase in the number of young persons, school children, participating, mainly through the Explorers Club. The Permanent Secretary, Mr. Petty, in National Security, that has been his brainchild, and he has done a phenomenal job in mobilizing these explorers groups across the country. I think in most of the communities there are Explorers Club. And so they look forward to being on parade. They have their own bands, their own drums. So even though they're at the tail end of the parade, they're still able to march to the beat of their drums and so on. We don't insist that students come to the parade, but we do encourage. Even though we don't insist that they come, we do encourage them to come to the parade. Yes. But there are other activities that we do insist that we have student representation, such as the National Heroes Day. We do ask for at least 10 students from each school, primary and secondary. And so there's usually a tent set aside for the school children. We also make it mandatory for each secondary school to send 10 students to the Prime Minister's lecture. Because most time the Prime Minister's lecture are young persons, young speakers to whom they can relate. The young persons are also involved in participating in that, the national anthem, the rebuttal, asking questions, and so on. This year the speaker is at TAU, Baptiste. I'm not familiar with that. TAU.
We interviewed him actually. He's a college professor and I think a photographer.
That's right. Yes, that's what I understand. Yeah. But we had the committee receive a number of very strong candidates this year. One was from Sandipon High School who graduated on Army, but he didn't come out on top this time. Okay. But I'm sure he will one of these days.
Yes. So why the need to include the youth?
I'm glad that you asked that question. We are now 39 years as an independent nation. I have been physically absent maybe for about 15 of those. And, well, physically absent because I wasn't here in St. Kitts. When I lived in Maryland, I would always have on my radio, even though I'm not seeing anything, I'm listening to the parade. Yes. The commentators from ZIZ talking about who is arriving, what's going on, and so on. Other than that, every independence, I was in those stands, sitting in the bleachers. As a permanent secretary, I would get an invitation, and so I rose up to sit in the preferred seating area and so on. Yes, and I'm saying this to say that I sense that some of our people feel that independence celebration is for the ruling party at the time, and that's not it. Independence is a national affair, it's a national event. It's a we thing, it's everybody. Yes, the government of the day would have to, set up its planning mechanisms and execute and so on. But it is for every citizen and resident of St. Kitts and Nevis. And so, in my judgment, I wanted that to be transferred, that message to be transferred to our young people. And when I came to office, I felt that our young persons were not participating enough. And so, even though I could have delegated this responsibility to the chief education officer and his staff, I jumped in there and said, this is something I want to do, you know? And so I set up a schools independence committee, which I chaired, and we would generate ideas year after year. We have had beautifications of school grounds. We have had, there's a dance, night of choirs, night of instrumental music. During the pandemic, we had to cut that, and we had the night of the arts in general. We combined them. This year, we're only doing the night of dance. And Marcia Jeffers, the dance specialist in the Department of Culture, a longtime teacher, still considers herself a teacher of the Basel High School. She's working with us to do the night of dance. Nice. So that's happening in October. I think it's the 22nd of October. Yes. I want to say that some activities are carrying over into October. And when we end these activities, we are launching the 40th. Nice. Yes. As we end the 39th with these activities, we're launching the 40th. I want to take a minute to commend the planning committee under the chairmanship of P.S. Rattan, Sharon Rattan, because we got off to a very late start. Because, you know, because of everything with the general elections and so on, we really got off to a late start. But I think the persons who are on the committee have really buckled down, and we have come up with some good ideas. And so we want persons to participate. I look forward to the walk on Saturday. That's tomorrow, right? Yes. Tomorrow. Yeah, so we want to encourage persons to come out on the walk. We're supposed to assemble at 5 o'clock at the cenotaph. And there is going to be one route, but for those who want something more challenging, they'll be diverted towards over the hill, and the others of us, like me, would stay on the level and go towards the Frigate Bay lawn. But I'm really looking forward to that.
Good stuff.
Well, walking isn't new to you. I think Mrs. Warner, our colleague again, indicated that you walk just about every morning.
Yes, I do.
So it's not new to you at all. Yes. All right, so in our final moments, Mr. Hodge, it would be remiss of me to have you here with us today and at least not give you an opportunity as the outgoing Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education to say a few words as to what you think your legacy would be, and also to thank you for your contributions as someone who has worked with you and appreciated everything that you've done. Say thank you as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. Of course, I am happy to seize the opportunity. Now, becoming the Permanent Secretary has not been my greatest achievement as an educator. I look back and I say my greatest accomplishment was becoming principal of Sandy Point High School, the school that I went to as a student. Okay. And so I hold the distinction of being the first past student to go back as principal.
Congrats.
When the school celebrated its 25th anniversary. And since then, thereafter, every principal has been a student, a graduate of the school. Some of them were my students, like the current principal and current deputy principal. They came to Sandy Point High School while I was principal. And so I consider that as my greatest achievement.
Lovely.
Now, I've been serving as Permanent Secretary for 6 years. I would tell people I came in on the 25th of August, 2016, and reported to office on the 26th. Yes, to work. And at the moment, the minister has named my successor, Mrs. Lisa Pistana. We have worked together over the past 6 years very well. And I really want to commend Dr. Hanley for setting up this arrangement so that I could continue to work and provide the training and guidance for Mrs. Pistana. Because, you know, you can't just cut off and have somebody else take over without that type of transition. Yes. And it's working really well. You know, we meet on a daily basis and we are working on things together, put things in place. I pledge my support to Ms. Pistana and to education. Yes. I haven't told them this as yet, but I will tell them that I don't intend to say anything bad about education because I would be saying things bad about myself. Yes. If I see something that I don't like, I would call the minister, I would call the PS, I would call the chief education officer, but I would not say anything bad about education in social media or anything like that. It was great working with so many persons I got to know when I came to this position, like James. I always call him the perfect gentleman You know. By the way, Sharina, who is here, who put on my makeup this morning, was one of my students at Sandy Point High School.
Nice.
You know, but it was great getting to work with so many persons, teachers, and like Dr. Hanley, we're not office people to be in the city now. We want to be out in the field.
Yes.
You know, right now we are doing a tour of all the management teams, meeting with them because he wants to get to know who are managing schools. And then eventually he would meet with the entire staff. Yes. But education is in good hands. Yeah. He has brought a new sense of energy, a new sense of punctuality.
He's brought it all, huh?
Yes, you know, and so he has very good ideas. There are a number of things that we have to continue that we have been doing for the past 6 years that we have to get up and running. And so he has committed to ensuring that those things continue, and he has his own ideas. And I look forward to be on retirement and listening and so on. You know, and whatever I am asked to do, as long as I can assist, I certainly will.
And that is great patriotism.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Well, thank you, sir, for your patriotism. Thank you for wearing those socks, which we seem to be missing the clips of. I'm trying to see if we can get the clip. So you're going to get the clip.
There's Michelina Charles Hazel.
Yes.
She doesn't spare the moment to tease me about my socks.
Okay, there we go. So we're in good company. We've been talking with Mr. William Vincent Hodge. It has been truly our pleasure, sir.
It has been indeed.
It has been, yes.
For sharing the information that you have.
Yes.
We'll be back in a moment with more GMS SKN. Stay tuned.
大家好，我是陈琦，早安 SKN。
Has anyone ever touched you here, or here? Well, these are actually bad touches, not good ones. And so, if anyone ever touches you in these areas or anywhere else that makes you uncomfortable, you must say no, then go and tell. Say it with me. Say no, then go and tell.
This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with Probation and Child Protection Services, the Ministry of Health, and the Pan American Health Organization.
If you gradually use less salt, you will gradually want less salt. Eating less salty foods will reduce your cravings for salty foods. Let's get salt smacked.
No cash, no card, no problem. Jad, embrace the freedom.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Hey, my friend, what going on?
Not a thing. I just here cooling under this tree, about to eat a mango or two.
Where you get mango from all now?
Boy, Auntie Rose bring me some mango this morning.
Oh, gosh. What you hit me for?
You give me something to put on?
Girl, you can't just come tempting me with these juicy round pally mangoes and expect me not to want some.
Just because something looks appealing and you want it, doesn't mean you're entitled to it and that you should touch or take it. Your mother ain't teach you manners. Ask for consent first before you touch up the mango them.
But why ask? And if it's dear, it's dear. Just take it. Why ask?
Simple. If it is mine and you ain't asked for it, it is called, wait for it, stealing.
That's true. My bad. Okay. May I please have some mangoes?
I don't know. After that spectacle, I ain't sure I want to give you any.
You see that? But I ask.
Just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give. It is still my mangoes.
So what you tell me ask for then?
Because consent is everything. Had you asked first, I would have been more inclined to give you one. And just because you ask doesn't mean I have to give you. You got it?
Okay, I got it. Now, may I please have some mangoes?
Only because you're my friend and I like you. But that still don't mean you're entitled to it.
Okay, I get it. I get it.
Good. Don't leave your mango skin on the ground, eh?
If you understand the importance of asking for someone's consent for a mango, then it shouldn't be too hard to understand consent when it comes to sex. The power of consent is everything. Ask first. If you or a friend has been sexually assaulted, please call 465-5000 for the Counseling Center.
This message was brought to you by No Judgment SKN and sponsored by the Basic Needs Trust Fund, the Department of Gender Affairs, and the Caribbean Development Bank.
I wear a mask because I want to protect my child, but also I want to protect his classmates and his teachers.
I wear a mask because I care about the frontline workers who will have to work even harder if those around me get sick.
I wear a mask to protect my family. I wear a mask to protect you. I wear a mask because it is the right thing to do.
I wear a mask because I don't want to put any vulnerable individuals at risk, like my elderly loved ones.
I wear a mask because
we are all in this together.
Eat some veggies for dinner. Let me just check the amount of sodium in this can. Oh no, this is too much. Let me try our next option. They did say it's healthy to consume less salt. This is much better. I am salt smart.
Good morning, SKN. This is Lyrical. I just want to say blessings to you. There are a happy place in the life if you live in there. A happy place in the life if you live in there. Cause them at a happy place in the life. And they can't change. And they just come out here to do right. So whether day or night, they will never ever change. Blessings, blessings, and blessings.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. The Department of Youth in the Nevis Island Administration hosted a summer job attachment program. The 2022 theme was Recruiting Young Minds to Foster Productivity Professionally. The program catered to 65 school leavers who underwent professional development training. Today we will be speaking with Udinel Pemberton and we'll be learning all about his experience. So Udinal, welcome to Good Morning SKN. All right, so let's start talking about your job attachment. Obviously, you finished your internship 3 weeks ago. If you had to rate the overall experience, what would it be on a scale of 1 to 10? What would you give it?
I would give it an 8.
You'll give it an 8.
8.
All right. So
That's pretty high.
Yeah, we're going to find out now why you'd give it an 8. What were those things that made it a favorable experience for you?
Because I learned a lot about the workplace. Got to meet new people and make new friends. The work environment that I was in was very friendly and kind, and I learned a lot.
Well, that's definitely important.
What was the most challenging thing you encountered while you were at work? And I also want to know if waking up early was a challenge for you as well.
Yes, waking up early was a challenge.
Okay.
I would say that was my main challenge.
Okay. So you think you're better now at waking up early since you're up early with us this morning?
Yes.
Good stuff. Glad to hear that. So what was the most challenging thing you encountered at work?
At work, I would say learning their filing system, especially. Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this, because obviously this is the first time that you were employed anywhere. Is that not right, Udinal? This was your first job ever?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. So did you have any anxiety going into it, or were you just like, you know what, I need a job, I'm going to get this done, and when I'm done, I'll be out of here?
Yes, I had a lot of anxiety. I was very nervous at first. Then I got comfortable with noise.
So what were you nervous about, though?
Meeting new people, I would say.
Okay, so you didn't have
Having
any
to interact.
having to interact. So no anxiety at all about the boss looking over your shoulder every minute, being like, Udinal, you got this wrong, Nah, no anxiety there, right? A lot of confidence. Yeah, that's just my anxiety, not yours.
So what was the feeling like leading up to work, knowing that, okay, in the next few weeks I have to go to work? Were you prepared? Were you putting your your jacket and tie and your shirt together? What activities took place?
Well, activities, I would say I looked over my training, what I learned at the training.
Okay.
And try to take that into the workplace.
All right, so we're talking about the workplace, but we haven't mentioned where that workplace is. So why don't you tell us, Udinal?
I worked at the National Caribbean Insurance.
And I was teasing you earlier. I was saying that you are the guy who understands how much I pay on third-party insurance and why. That's not necessarily the case, is it?
No.
All right. So, in terms of what you learned, generally, do you think that you could apply those skills to other workplaces or even life in general? And if so, tell us what those skills are.
I would say I learned some social skills, so I can carry that to anywhere in the world. I learned how to be efficient, how to properly do things, and how to talk to other persons, and yeah, that would be it.
Yeah, but those are really important skills, aren't they, Cortensi?
They are indeed.
So what motivated you to apply for the job attachment program in the first place?
I wanted to get a feel of how the work environment is. Since I'm leaving high school, I'm going to higher education, I'll be working soon. I also needed money.
I like that.
It's the best motivator ever.
That he reminded me of Caleb with that answer. I just need a little money, so I did the job. That is good. So what do you plan? I want to know, what are your plans for the money that you made?
I'm not sure yet.
Oh.
Well, that means you still have it. That's a good thing. That actually means that you still have it. You didn't spend it. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. All right. So we wanted to know from you whether your workplace, the workplace that you were assigned to, whether it was you were choosing or whether you were just assigned to it, outside of expressing any interest? How did that work?
I would say that I was chose not based on any interest because my interest would be in the IT fields, and I didn't really do anything in the IT field.
Oh, so your interest is in the IT field. Okay, very good field to get into, but you didn't do that. But you know what? These skills that you learned, I'm betting, as you rightly said already, they're transferable anyway. And that's the thing, you take them with you everywhere. Were there any other persons that were part of the job attachment program that made it to NCI with you?
No.
Oh, so you were the only one there. So you were like the newbie.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. You're the new kid on the block, so to speak.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we're going to come back and talk with you because we're going to have to take a little break. But I want you to start thinking about what you can tell us more so about the breakdown of that 3-week process, what it was like for you, say week 1, week 2, week 3, and how you felt at the end of it. So we'll be back with Udinell Thompson at the right after, with Udinell Pemberton, forgive me, in a moment. Stay tuned.
Do you know that common baked goods such as bread and crackers are high in salt? Get salt smart.
You see that new boy that just joined the school last week? He brought me a chocolate this morning because I showed him the way home from school yesterday.
You like him?
No, he's just my friend. Plus, he is my neighbor. He asked me if we can walk home together for lunch tomorrow, and I told him yes.
I don't like these big boys. They tend to like to touch girls without your consent.
What do you mean by consent?
It's when one person agrees to give permission to another person to do something.
He is cute though.
Guys, you won't believe what happened the other day with the new boy from school.
What happened?
The other day, while walking home with the new guy, he followed me into my house. I thought it was okay because he seemed friendly and respectful. So I turned on the TV and offered him a soda. We sat in the chair together. Then he leaned over and kissed me. I was so shocked I sat up straight and asked him why he did that. He said he thought I liked him. I told him not in that way.
What? Girl, you should have never allowed him inside your parents' home.
My parents will be very angry if they meet any boys in our home plus kissing me.
Guys, we don't need to be burdened down with teen pregnancy and relationship problems at this time. Boys need to understand that girls are not sex objects.
Remember, you have the right to consent to every activity being performed, from holding hands to anything more, and to change your mind at any time. If your partner does not respect your wishes, this also is a form of abuse. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492, Special Victims Unit 662-7077, Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
back to a Good Morning SKN as we continue our engaging conversation with Danella Thompson and Udanelle Pemberton, two students who were a part of a summer job attachment program in Nevis. So Udanella already told us what business he was attached to. Danella, can you tell us where you were attached to for work?
Good morning, everyone. I was a summer job attachment program intern, and I was assigned at the Department of Youth in Nevis.
So I realize youth attached to youth. How did that make you feel, and what did you learn whilst at the establishment?
Well, the Department of Youth isn't necessarily what I expected, but when I was first put there, I had the opportunity to work on different projects that they had assigned. We were able to work on recycling projects. There's the Impact 12 Awards coming up. We were able to work on poem biographies that would be about the awardees. So we were able to do work that would really impact and give great results afterwards. And I'm proud that I was able to be a part of such an initiative.
So if you weren't attached to that Department of Youth, where would you have wanted to go to work?
Well, I am a science student, so I originally was thinking that I would be assigned to something having to do with healthcare originally.
Well, that's an interesting point because I spoke with Udanelle earlier and I asked, well, what were some of those skills that he thinks would be transferable to other jobs after this, including the job of his choosing? So I want to ask you the same thing. What are some of those skills, Danella?
Well, as a science student, you have to do a lot of research when it comes to SBAs, lab reports. And when it came to the recycling projects, we had to try and come up with different ideas so that researching initiative that you have inside of you was able to come out when it was time to get research, try to come up with different ideas and put them together. When it came with the poems, we had to try in a way and do some research in order to complete these poems. So that's something that I learned as a science student, or the field that I would like to go to that I could apply in my assignment, in my internship.
All right, let me ask both of you this question. I'll direct this one to you, Danelle, first, and of course, Danella, you can answer it thereafter. During the course of your internship, were there opportunities for independent work, or was there just constant supervision? How did that go? Udanelle, you take it.
I would say most of my filing work was independent, and during the last 2 weeks that I was there, I was placed at front desk. So I would say that was also some more independent work I had.
All right, so you felt a sense of confidence after that, then? That somebody put trust in you to do that. Great. And Danella?
Yes.
Well, definitely we had times when we had to do independent work. For the recycling, most of the interns were put in a separate office space where we had to work together to figure out how we would do the recycling. And when it came to the poems, we were able to take them out of the office and work on them individually and then come back and give our results to our superiors.
Very good. So do you both think that the fact that you weren't placed in your area of expertise, that being placed in the areas that you were, that it will enhance you as persons?
Yes, I think it would.
Definitely. When I first heard where I was being placed, I wouldn't be honest, I was shocked where I was placed. But then at the completion of my internship, I really was able to reflect and see that it really did help me and boost other levels of confidence that I wouldn't have had before.
Well, that's so very important. Was this your first job, Danella?
No, I did an internship before while I was in high school, and I did some jobs over summer vacation and Christmas vacation.
Oh, so you're not a newbie. You're not. Udanelle, you're the newbie. She's not a newbie at all. She's a veteran now. All right. Can I pick your brain a little bit? What were some of the common themes, Danella, that you saw emerging from one workplace to the next, since you're that experienced?
One word. I would say being able to work independently. One of my jobs were being a salesperson at a children's department store in Nevis. And at certain points, after I got familiar with the environment, I was often left in the store to carry out different assignments on my own. And that definitely gave me a boost of confidence, a boost of being independent. I didn't have to rely on someone being around all the time. So that definitely boosted my work ethic and possibly even contributed to how I was able to complete the summer attachment program.
I suppose it did.
Yes, indeed. So let's talk about awards. And there, my voice like it needs an award to stay. What awards did you win? What are some of the awards? I'll begin with Danella.
At the end of the closing ceremony, I got most outstanding trainee and most dedicated intern. Yes, those are the 2 awards I gave.
Congrats. And you,
Thank
Danelle?
you.
You're welcome.
I unfortunately didn't get any awards at the closing ceremony.
Next time.
You know what? I'll give you one right now. Bravery and experience.
Yes.
You've got those too. All right. All right. So let's talk about what you want to do after this experience, because obviously, you know, you've gone through the application process. You've been successful in obtaining the internship. Those skills that you want to use or you want to transfer to future careers, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? And are they transferable there? You don't know.
In the next 10 years, possibly working somewhere like in the IT field, mainly networking, and I can take my social skills that I learned, talk to clients and customers, also learn how to be efficient and punctual, and that can be applied in the networking field.
And Danella.
In the next 10 years, I want to be a cardiologist. So most likely I will still be in school, hopefully completing my last leg of studies and being able to go into the profession of cardiology.
So why do you want to be a cardiologist?
Well, the love of science first grew because my older brother was involved in the sciences. So I kind of was nudged in that direction. And then when I got to doing biology, the passion really grew from there. And when we started studying the heart and stuff like that, I got a great interest in it. And that's what got it started.
I can tell you that on a personal level, the heart is the only thing that I can draw in biology from memory. I found it very interesting as well. I have to tell you that. So definitely. And you, Danelle, I'm not leaving you out at all because I'm actually very interested in IT, in computer science. So we've got it.
IT, maths, biology.
We've got it. All right, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about your experiences as part of the program. Would you recommend that other students apply to the program, and if so, why? Let's start with you, Danelle.
Yes, I would recommend other students to join this program because you gain a lot of information about the workplace, how to be professional, how to dress in a workplace, and how to conduct yourself in a workplace. It also gives you experience, and you can add this internship to your resume to get a job later on in the future.
Danella?
Well, I definitely would recommend, just as you, Danelle says, the training especially, you learn a lot of new things, social security, about finances, about budgeting, and then the actual internship itself. You learn a lot of skills that will definitely be needed in the workplace. And you even get introduced to a possible employment opportunity. So I definitely would recommend to other school leavers in the future.
Well, the program worked, Hortensia.
It did work indeed.
Such a pleasure talking to you. You are so confident, and I don't think that confidence came because you were part of the program. I think you took that with you. But I can see that you learned a lot, and it's been very engaging talking to you both. And Absolute pleasure.
Indeed. And keep
Thank
reaching for
you.
the stars. And maybe one day we have somebody for Parliament and we have an ex-beauty queen. Because I always like to associate youth with Parliament and beauty. So thank you so much for coming on and talking to us today. Continue to do well. GMSK Nation.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Stay
you.
tuned.
Thank you for
until we're
having
onto
us.
this. You are certainly welcome.
Good morning, SKN. This is Lyrical. I just want to say blessings to you. There are a happy place in the life if you live in there. A happy place in the life if you live in there. Cause them at a happy place in the life. And they can't change. And they just come out here to do right. So whether day or night, they will never ever change. Blessings, blessings, and blessings.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Salt is an important part of the human diet, but most of us consume more than we realize.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Socially voice represented for Good Morning SKN. We say good vibes, good energy, blessings and love. Voice rated.
Welcome back to a Good Morning SKN. Do you know what time it is? No, it's not time for me to beat Jamie just yet, but it's time for us to loosen up.
It never is that time. At least it hasn't been that time for a long time.
He just got a little shine and he wants to throw all the shade he can.
It's the truth. It is the truth. Perhaps your luck will change today.
Let it set you free. Let it set you free, sir. So today is Friday, which typically translates, yes, to Fun Day. Well, Jamie and I will be speaking about how we had fun during our childhood.
Oh, yeah. How did I have fun during my childhood?
Jamie looked like he didn't have fun.
I had a lot of fun during my childhood.
Okay, I'm just checking.
I look like I didn't have fun?
Yeah, because how you said, oh, yeah.
Because my aunt bought me a bike when I was like, what, 10 years old? I forgot she surprised me for my birthday, right? So, yeah, I lived right there in College Street. So, yeah, suffice it to say, I got scars.
Hey, we gotta fall down. We have to fall down.
I remember. It's right there. It's healed now, but it's still a lot of fun. You never grow up without those sorts of things.
Yeah, we have to have our battle scars.
Could not balance to save my life for about 2 to 3 weeks.
Even with the training wheels?
There were no training wheels.
Oh, so you were
And
just pushed into it.
Yeah, and it was a bigger bike as well. I remember it was a bigger bike.
You have any pictures?
I don't have any pictures. No, listen, it's you like pictures. My mom is the only one who used to be like, Jamie, take a picture. And I'm like, And there was one time, and she's going to kill me for this. There was one time when she says, we were talking to someone, and she's like, Jamie loves to take pictures and so on. And I said, I must have been 6 years old at this time. I go, really? I love to take pictures? Or you make me take pictures? You're like, Jamie, come take a picture. She said she was so embarrassed. Luckily, I didn't get lashes, but I guess that was part of my enjoyment, a little precocious little kid. What about you?
Oh, taking pictures. My dad was the picture person to take pictures, but we didn't have problems. I guess as girls, you just want to take pictures, selfie challenge.
Oh, okay, yeah, gotta be a girl thing.
Picture,
No.
And the peace sign, the children always throw up. Why? I don't know why we thought the peace sign was cool.
I don't know why either, but that was the thing that we did. Obviously, that was a really
the peace. We just threw up the peace.
That was something that we did a lot.
Yes.
You know what else we used to do a lot, Hortensia? And I'm sure you remember this. In school, we used to have our different handshakes. It's like you're meeting with your crew, and you just like start those handshakes. I don't know how they've evolved because I watched some now, and it's like, how do you remember that?
I know it's so long, and then they have this at the end. I went to a graduation one time at CCS for my godson. That must have been 5 or 6 years ago. And it's funny enough, he and his friend did this handshake when they went up, and the whole of the graduating class went well, and it was long and ridiculous.
Wow.
I was like, what? What are they doing?
Wow.
But they remembered all of it.
Listen, that's kind of fun though. That gives you like that unique bond because it's something that's yours that you're putting your stamp on. It's like, hey, you're part of this secret society. Here's what we got going on, and nobody else can enter because they don't know the handshake, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool.
So other than riding the bike, what did you do for fun as a child?
I don't know. I participated in a lot of church groups, choirs, that sort of thing. I sang a lot. I don't know if you remember that because you said, I was your prefect. Yeah,
I can't believe you forget you was the prefect. You don't remember
Listen,
us.
I think yours was one class. I probably had another one as well, and we hardly ever did that though. You never saw me a lot as prefect.
No.
Exactly.
But when you came over in all your glory with your bag and your shiny brown shoes.
Did you guys behave? I doubt that. That was whether you had fun in your childhood, right? Giving me a hard time. Let's tell the truth, Cortezia.
4G6, we were a decent class. We had our days, but we were decent.
To me?
We were decent.
I don't remember a thing, so I'm just relying on it.
I'm glad he didn't remember us that much. Because sometimes Mr. Vaughn was always down in that class with his strap coming first. Because we were a bit noisy on days when we had nothing to do. So it was either Miss Gums coming from the other side to get us to quiet down, or Mr. Vaughn hearing us from the office and coming across.
Listen, the best part about childhood, especially if you're in school, during school time, is when the teacher doesn't show up. Yes. Love that, right? Because you could do basically whatever you want. So when teachers got sick,
we enjoyed the free period.
Especially when you had double periods. You're talking about, can you imagine after break, 10:15, 10:30, that's the end of break. You go to lunch about 11:50, and from 10:30 to 11:50, there's no teacher on your class, no prefect, and worse when they had like teachers meetings and so on, and your prefect was out.
I swear that's when they had the most uproar in the school. That one of the principals had to leave the meeting to just come and get everybody to quiet down. And it's funny thing, we revere those persons so much, just like how the folks from Sandy Point High revere Mr. Hodge, because everybody that came to CFBC, that's how I learned of Mr. Hodge. They were like, Mr. Hodge never stopped playing, no, Mr. Hodge this, Mr. Hodge that, and they revered Mr. Hodge, just like how we revered Mr. Vaughn at the Bastyr High School. And Miss Williams at the junior high, boy, you see Miss Williams, you know it's time to straighten up.
I don't know that I ever really feared anybody. I think I more respected them. I don't think I feared them.
No, we could say that, respect. The respect was there.
It's weird. I don't know. Plus, the males were cool as head teachers, right?
Boy, Mr. Vaughn wasn't playing. I don't know if I'll call him cool. I don't know if I'll call him cool.
Are you kidding? Part of my childhood, they call it childhood, teenhood, whatever you call it, whatever that in between phase is. I remember Mr. Vaughn coming to our classroom and playing hand tennis with us after hours. He used to come and check on us. It was like really cool.
That's the next thing too. When the teacher didn't come, you push aside all the desks, you drew the line, and party on with hand tennis.
Or you listen to the girls talk about the guys that they like if you have nothing better to do. Because they used to do that too. Yeah, you just listen to them, right? And they're like, you don't think he's cute? You don't think he's that? I'm like, when is my name going to be there? Hello.
So, ladies, you were supposed to talk about Jamie. Does his name fit in there now?
Listen, I got wings. I got wigs, you know. I got wigs. I'm just very good at pretending not to know certain things. I still am. It's just how I am. So it's like I'm getting wings, and I'm like, oh, that can't be for me, even though I know it is right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What I did as a child to enjoy my childhood, we had bush cooks in Guyana. That one time, we weren't supposed to do it, so we would wait until our mom like go to town. Yeah, we'll bring down the ingredients from the upstairs and we cook in the bush, right? And one time, my uncle came and he caught us, right? And my sister ran and there was this big, like, you know, the heliconia bush, what we call it, ginger flower. And she plunged into there, right? And we forgot she was in there, right? So because she didn't want to get in trouble, and we flung the pot. All we hear was, ow!
Oh!
And that's when my uncle said, come out. She just had to come out. So she got hit with a hot pot. Thank God it was a milk tin we used, so it was covered, because if she had gotten the contents of that pot, she would have been wet. The way we went back downstairs to get our pot, one of the guys ran away with the pot because it was a bunch of neighborhood kids that got together. My cousin got caught too because he said he was going to catch a crab for us to put in the cook-up, and he fell into the trench. So when my uncle saw the white mark, he knew that.
I'm sorry, how is this fun?
It was fun! It was fun! But my sister ran off like Superman and just plunged in the bush, so nobody saw but us. And then once the pot hit, all I hear was, oh, my uncle said, come out.
I hear violence, thievery.
No, that was so much fun. I enjoy that.
One of them ran away with the pot.
Run!
I'm like,
We never got to taste the food.
well, you deserve that. Because you were supposed to do it at the first.
All the ingredients came from my mother's kitchen, and I deserve to not taste something.
That's the fun part.
man.
Not for you, but whoever got it.
But that was fun. We remember that all the time.
Of course
and we
you
always
would.
tease each other.
You'd remember it better if you were the one who had to yell out.
That was hard.
Did she get back at you for that?
Nah, she never did. We just laugh at it on to know.
Oh, dear Lord.
Because the bush grew. And that's why I'm saying, in Ghana they have snakes. And she wasn't afraid to run off and plunge in the big bush to not get in trouble, right? Had she not gotten hit with the tin, the pot, aka the pot, because it was a milk tin that we used to cook it.
Got you.
Yeah, because you couldn't bring your
Wow.
mother's pot from upstairs.
So let's get this right. I'm just making something up here, but yeah. Parent anaconda. Wow, I'll take my chances.
But see, the anacondas weren't there. You would just get the little yard snakes, you know?
Okay.
But to see, tell us to plunge in the bush now. As
Tell you to
adults.
plunge in the
We know, yeah, it's literally plunge because we had a trench behind us too. That sometimes when it flooded, the water came up because you know Guyana is below water level, so it floods a lot.
Uh-huh.
But when we look at stuff and we laugh, we don't like frogs, we don't like snakes, and she plunged in there just to save herself, and it's a big flower bush.
I love that. The
Yeah.
sacrifice. That story
Yeah.
has sacrifice written all over it. So, wow.
Yeah.
And if she had gotten caught and you guys had gotten away, then all of you would have gotten caught.
No, she would have gotten away, but had the pot not hit her, my
So he
uncle
would not have
never
known
she
what
was
you
in
guys
the
were
bush.
doing.
No, he saw what we were doing.
Oh, so he saw
but
the pot.
She plunged in.
So
no,
she would have gotten away.
he didn't see the pot.
He just heard the owl
He
from the
knew
pot.
what we were doing. He smelt it.
Oh, that's
So
right.
he
Okay,
never
got
saw
it.
the pot. And then, as I said, my cousin pretended he went to catch crab and ended up dropping in the trench. So the water left a mark on him. So he got in trouble. And then because the pot hit her, she said, oh, that's when my uncle said, you two in the bush, come out.
I understand. The
Yeah.
moral of this lesson is that, Hortensia, you learned to be sneaky a long time ago. So when we're playing games, I now know. I now know what this is, okay? You've had a head start since you were back in Guyana. So I suppose when you hit my hand the other day, I should have said, ow. Now you tell me. Now I know.
But we had a lot of fun. We played marbles. And when we go back home to Guyana now and we look at some of the yards that were like monstrous to us as kids, we were like, oh, this yard looks so small, boy. And then we realized we grew up because
Yeah.
the yard was bigger as little minions.
Mhm.
And now that we're adults, it's way smaller.
Yeah, exactly. So,
we had lots of
perspectives.
fun.
Yeah, of course you would have
Yeah.
lots of fun growing up in yard space like that. I tell people I lost the best of both worlds because in the country, a little bit when I visited my grandfather, there was a yard space. When I went to Bastyr, everybody knows this. You've got concrete for a backyard. Yeah, sorry guys, in most instances.
Yeah.
Anyway, we all had fun in our childhood.
Yes.
If you have stories, share them with us at Studio
Please
379.
do.
With that,
Just don't ever forget someone's in the bush and throw the pot. You will hear ow. Yeah.
with that, we will be back in a moment. Stay tuned.
You ever hear Earthquake call and say, "Hello, Miss Lee, yes, it's me, Earthquake, I coming Tuesday around 10? No, sir. Earthquake does arrive unannounced, and when it come, it shake all sense and sensibility out of we. Remain calm, stay inside, and do the DCH. Drop, cover, hold on. Once the shaking starts, you know it's earthquake. Make a quick move to a safe place. Don't run to the door, we are in the exit. Stairs might block up or full of people. Elevator, avoid that, because you might get in and poof, power gone, and you're stuck in that box without ear. Take cover under a strong table or a bed, or crouch against an inside wall or in a corner, and cover your face and your head with your arms. Remember, DCH, drop, cover, hold on. Glass windows and doors, outside walls and doors in an earthquake, bad news. Take care yourself. Most injuries during earthquakes happen when something drop and hit people entering or exiting a building. Last thing, nobody run outside and ask, you feel it, you feel it? Remain calm, stay indoors until all the shaking stop, and do the DCH, drop, cover, hold on.
It's been 6 months now and Glenn hasn't been working. His attitude has completely changed and he's been leaving the house every day for hours and liming with his friends and coming home drunk and causing confusion.
Gloria, this is what you cook today? This is not enough food for a big man like me.
But Glenn, it's been 6 months now. You haven't given me any money to shop for food.
Okay, so what you want me to do if my boss ain't called me out for work as yet?
Look for a different job now.
What you just said to me?
Get a next job.
What?
Help! Let me go!
Let go what? Yeah, let's see what really happen. Let go what? Watch your mouth with me now.
Every day mom and dad fight. When are they going to stop?
Domestic violence is not just physical, it's mental, emotional, economical, and psychological. If you, your friend or family member is being abused, you can contact one of the numbers listed below for help. Department of Gender Affairs 662-5492. Special Victims Unit 662-7077. Counseling Unit 465-5000. This message was brought to you by the Department of Gender Affairs in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and the Pan American Health Organization.
These teen boys nowadays get me so upset. I see these teen girls with their big bellies and you want to tell me y'all couldn't protect her and yourself? Come on. Now don't tell me no stupidness about you feel embarrassed about getting a pack of condoms or asking somebody for one. That ain't nothing to be ashamed about. You should be proud that you are making a wise decision, but you still have to abstain from having sex with someone under the age of consent. If your boys are pressuring you to have sex and you don't want to, then don't. You are in charge of your life, not them. I heard another one saying it's sweeter without a condom. But my granny always told me, no glove, no love. So let me tell you something. It's sweeter to have money in your pockets and not have to support a child at that young age. Before I say anything else, the best way to prevent teenage pregnancy is to abstain. In other words, no do it. Let me talk to the big men troubling underage girls.
Why you sleeping with your daughter? You not live clean. Your girl at 16 and your daughter at 13. Two girl a look me, but me know in that. Big man no deal with back pan back.
You understand where I'm coming from, right?
This message was brought to you by Project Viola through the Department of Gender Affairs with support from the Basic Needs Trust Fund and the Caribbean Development Bank.
A while back, Hortensia, you and I played Wordle.
Which
So
you're
if you
better
guys
at.
don't know what this is, it's an online game that took the world by storm earlier this year. So though the hype was simmered down, there's a reference here. Anyway, it's still a very fun game to play. So here's how it works. We have 6 tries. I'm sorry, you got to continue.
Are you still talking about my pot? Are you still talking about my pot?
No,
so
not
here's how it
talking about it at
works.
all.
We
Sorry.
have 6 tries to guess the secret word of the day. Each guess must be a valid 5-letter word. After each guess, the color of the tile will change to show how close your guess was to the word. Remember, if the tile is yellow, it's in the word, but it's in the wrong place. If it's green, it's in the right place. And if it's just gray, yeah, it doesn't work.
Oh, so you remember that.
Of course.
So this is how we're going to loosen up today. So we'll be playing Wordle again, and we'll see how well we can work together. So we're not competing.
No, we're not competing.
Let's get that straight. We are actually not competing. So there's
And
no
we're
way for
not.
you to win and break your losing streak.
Gosh.
So we're not competing. We're working together.
And we are not, in Ghana, as we say, shine pots. Yeah, shine pots.
Ow.
Yeah. Oh, man. Jamie's going to get me with my stories. Yep, ow, indeed.
All right. So we get the first word. You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
Ready like Freddy.
All right, you take it. You take a guess.
Okay. I'm going to go right. R-I-G-H-T. I'm wrong.
Yes, but you've got an H and a T in the word.
Ooh, yeah.
So,
Tight.
there's no I or G, Cortez.
Oh, yeah. Why am I trying something?
I don't know.
Toot.
Okay, one of the T's is there. Let's try there. T-H-E-R-E.
No R.
There's no R, but anyway,
Yeah.
maybe there's an E.
Let's try tough, since this is very tough.
But there's no O either.
Oh, there's no O.
So,
Oh, my bad.
Can you leave there alone? And let's see if there's an E, because that's the only thing that I can think of.
Are you trying to buy a vowel?
I'm trying to see if there's an E in it. Okay,
Ooh.
great.
There. No, not there. These. Oh.
That letter that I am missing.
What could that be? T-H-E. Let me look on there, see what I can
Oh,
find.
theme.
Ah, the M. Ow.
All right.
That's the team. Ow.
All right, so great teamwork.
Yeah. Or the theme.
I think Wordle is like one of my favorite games. Maybe one of my better games, for the most part.
Keeping Jamie young.
Imagine that. Yeah. Next thing, my face starts to drop off, and you see the real face behind the mask. You know, it's like, who's this guy? Am I having my
But how come your face doesn't match the color for today?
Oh, my face isn't green?
doesn't match the color for today.
No,
Yeah,
yours doesn't either.
Since you said you're going to take off the mask. You know the movie The Mask?
Of
Green
course I know the
Mask?
movie The Mask.
Okay.
Jim Carrey, are you kidding?
Oh, man.
Favorite movie of his that I like was The Truman Project.
Oh, mine is Ace Ventura.
Oh, yeah?
And
Nah.
we even tried it growing up to drive on the smooth road and be bumping. I don't know what we thought. I swear. We just had things in our head that we want to try, and we finally get to do them as adults, and we did that. We stick our head outside and we just bumping on smooth roads.
I don't know, I guess it's because he's so ridiculous. I never thought he was related to Mariah.
Ooh, they're cousins.
Yeah, right.
I'm just saying. What are we guessing?
I am going to guess. Oh, okay. Peers?
Peers, as in peers that we
peer?
eat?
Yeah, no, as in the
The shoes?
no.
The sock?
Peer for both.
Okay.
Peers.
No.
Peers.
No. Both peer. P-I-E-R-S.
All right, so you got 2 letters. Wrong place.
Sight?
But the I would be in the wrong place, but you might get some consonants. Go ahead.
Oh.
Might get some consonants.
S is in the right place.
You got another letter.
got it.
Can I say still? S-T-I-L-L?
No L's.
But no, we have the alignment correctly. No P, no L. That's very interesting. That's an interesting one. It's a very interesting one.
S-T-I.
There be more than one T in it, even though I know it's not going to be there. I'm gonna, try this one. Let's try stilt.
No L, no T. No, don't waste our try. We thank you.
There might be another T. I don't know if there's another T.
No, there might. Then there's no L.
I know that. I was just trying to get the other T.
Okay.
If there was a T.
But then.
Oh, correct. So there's no T in that place either. Okay, Hortensia, let's go. Stick.
You got it.
Nope. No, I don't. Is there an E? Okay. There's no E. There's no R. We know what there isn't in there. Do we know what there is?
I'm looking at the letters and...
We didn't do an M, but then that makes no sense either.
S-T-I-V-E. That's not a word, right, Steve? It's not a word, right?
No, as far as I know.
S-T-I-P.
No, there's no P in it either. So let's look at what we don't have. We don't have an N, right? We didn't try the N. And we didn't try the...
Nor the M, nor the B, nor the V, nor the X, nor the C, nor the A,
D?
nor the Q, nor the...
Okay, this one is going to be difficult. I'm going to tell you that now.
And I'm sure it's easy, you know.
Okay, try one. Pick something. Stiff?
S-T-I-F-F.
Yeah.
Okay. Yay!
Okay. Got it.
Look at you.
Elimination. It takes a little longer when you have to eliminate. Supposed to guess it.
Jeez.
But at least we got it.
Yeah.
So we're 2
It's
for 2.
working our senior brains.
Now speak for yourself. You're the one who said that middle age starts at 50. Gotta do that every day.
Well, in that case, I was making correlations with a young lady, aka Layla, that says 40 years old. So, you know, I was working with that. Yeah.
40 years old.
40 years old. Very old.
All right, this one. Let me give this a start.
How?
World.
The world doesn't like you.
I guess not.
Oh my gosh. I thought
Not
to say
a
a
single
word.
letter.
Not a single letter.
Not a single letter.
Uh-huh.
Not a wonderful world out there, is it?
No, it's not working for us today. I just thought of a word, but then I see I can't use O.
All right, so look at what you can use. You've got other vowels left.
Pupil.
Might get 2 or 3 letters. Okay, you've got one
Oh,
in the right place, which is important.
Ought. No, not ought. Because O is not in it.
I got you.
Soup. No super. Gosh, this is hard.
There's no L. Okay, we're gonna just look at.
Yeah, what goes after? Gosh, you?
Okay, let's try hurt. Oh no, that I can't do that either.
Or hurts.
Yeah, but the R.
No,
is not
R.
But we might get other letters. Yeah. You willing to gamble it? Hurts. Yeah. You got an H. We know it's not in there. No T, no S.
Gert? No. Could it be Gert? No R.
It's a placement of the U that gets me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is
like,
right.
okay,
Exactly what letter
placement of
comes
the U.
in front of?
All right, let's try.
Can't be purse, huh? So don't say
Bumps.
purse.
Well, it can't be bumps, but let's try it anyway. But there's no H. No, don't even try that. It's not there.
No.
Humps. Let me see
No.
if I get an M.
Okay.
Humps. Total waste of a chance.
H-U-H.
I don't think the guys at home are having any better luck than we are.
I wonder if they are.
If you are, put the guess in the comments. We'll see if you were right.
Yes, please do.
I think I started this wrong when I gave you world, so to be honest with you. The luck changed then.
Heal the world, Michael Jackson said, make it a better place.
Well, this is definitely not a thriller for you or me, so hey.
More of a challenge, yes. A smooth criminal challenge.
I don't know what to say. What do you call this, man?
This word is hard.
Okay, let's try it. Because the H is there, so it's not in the right place.
Nuts?
Hmm?
Nuts.
Mm-mm. Okay, let's try HY. Can we do that HY thing? Can it end with HY? So maybe,
No, it can't start with H.
No, not start with H, as in... That's it.
Oh my
I
gosh.
don't think that's what, but HY, I mean, I'm tempted to say everything that I know is wrong.
Bus.
It's not going to be there.
Can we do a colloquial word, mussy? M-U-S-S-I, mussy.
You can do whatever you want, but there's no H in it.
Oh. Why I didn't say H, I said M-U-S-S-Y.
But can you try mushy? Is that it? Mushy, whatever you call it?
No M.
Oh, there's no M.
No M.
But the H might be in the right place. There might be a Y in it. You willing to risk it?
But the H is not in the right place.
No, if
What are we
we put
trying?
it in mushy.
No, no M there.
No, I was saying you might get the H in the right place. So it might give you an idea of what the word is.
So, gushy? G-U-S-H-Y? Although there's no S? Or gumpy?
Well, you just said, let's try bushy. Let's try bushy, because you're the bush cook, right? So let's just try. Let's see what it is. Okay, we got a letter.
Oh gosh, so H is still in the wrong spot.
We got a letter.
So B-U.
Yeah, this combination is like really difficult right now.
Buoy?
No. That's not gonna be it at all.
So maybe H is on the end of the word. There's no
That's
Y.
what I'm saying.
So what falls between B-U? Oh my gosh, that's hard.
Okay.
There's no R, so we can't say brash. And the brash is too long for that.
Listen, I give up. Can I give up? Or do you want to make one
And I guess
final
it's an
guess?
easy word to know.
Make one more guess. Okay, let's make one more guess.
Make the guess.
We're getting help here. We're getting help. Go.
Ah, go. Let's see.
I'll make you the third.
Ah! Yay, Clary!
Clarice, who you can't see, who's behind the camera.
He figured it out, yeah.
And guess what? Yeah, he figured it out. Thanks to Clarice. Thanks to you
See?
guys for sticking around for that.
I was the inspiration. A bunch of bushes.
Whatever you say. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. All right, we're going to be back in a second, guys. Stay tuned.
Welcome to another edition of Infused Friday. We have another great infused water recipe for you to try out. Pineapple and sweet red bell pepper. I know what you're thinking, but this will bring a pep in your step. Here are some of the benefits you may experience from this exotic combination. Pineapple juice is rich in a variety of vitamins and minerals. It's especially packed with manganese, copper, vitamin B6 and vitamin C, all of which play important roles in the proper functioning of your body. Red capsicum or red bell pepper contains lycopene and a phytonutrient which helps to keep a healthy heart. It is also a rich source of folate and vitamin B6 along with antioxidants known to protect the body against free radicals. I know you cannot wait to try out this amazing fruit and vegetable infusion. Let's get you started with the following ingredients. You will need 6 pineapple cubes, 6 red capsicum cubes, enough fresh water to fill your jug or bottle. And the directions. Remember to wash your ingredients well. Chop and slice ingredients as necessary. Add to ingredients to a large jug or bottle. Stir ingredients and add fresh water and stir. Let it infuse, settle, and then serve into tall glasses. Can you taste the goodness already? Add more to your H2O. Check out the Facebook page every Friday for refreshing infused water recipes.
Consuming foods like bananas, potatoes, and dried peas and beans, such as lentils and kidney beans, contains potassium, which helps to reduce salt in the body.
When growing your savings, where you save matters more than you think. Dare to compare and see for yourself why you should start saving and investing at First Federal Credit Union. You don't have to settle for cents. Let your money make sense. Reap a higher return by stashing your cash in a high-yield savings account or term deposit and earn up to 4% interest on your money. At First Federal, we say yes.
Well, we don't have any more loosen up or any games for me to redeem myself from Jamie, but it is that time of the day to let you know what is happening. So the Uniform Assistance Application. The application for the Department of Community and Development and Social Services Uniform Assistance is open for submissions. Is that one gone?
Alrighty, so I'll give you this one. Let's go. SKN Independence here in SKN Challenge.
Yes.
That's actually what's happening now. So join in the Independence Fun with the first ever Independence here in SKN Challenge. So here are the entry rules. Entrants must be residents of St. Kitts and Nevis. The texture disposition of the models here does not matter. So whether it's permed, natural, whether they're locks, it really doesn't matter at all. The design must be made of 85% here. So yeah, we want to see the here. We don't just want to see the designs, right? So 85% here. Hair extensions are allowed, but natural hair must be incorporated into the hair design. So guess what? Yeah, we got to see your natural hair showing, okay? It's got to be incorporated. No full wigs allowed. So don't just plop it on.
Exactly. Not happening.
I love it. What's happening, right? That's not happening. All right, so no full wigs allowed. Participants must submit 3 headshots. We want the front, the back, and the side of the model, and one of the stylists working on the model, whether male or female. Photos submitted must be in PNG or JPG format, high resolution, of course, and they must be in vertical layout. Participants must post their submissions on Facebook and Instagram and tag the Independence 39 committee by using the hashtag, here it is, hashtag Independence39, or hashtag St. Kitts Nevis, or hashtag here in SKN, all right? So those 3 hashtags. Only photos posted on the St. Kitts and Nevis Independence Facebook and Instagram pages between the 12th and the 19th of September 2022 will be considered. Now, this is the catch for me, right? I'm seeing between the 12th and the 9th. If you're really technical in grammar, you're thinking, okay, that means the 13th through the 18th. So if you really want to be sure about that, just make sure you're in that slot. Because if you do it on the 19th, somebody might say for technical reasons, you really didn't submit it beforehand. So note that.
Yeah. As they say, refocus, recreate, redesign. Independence 39. Aww. And with that said, we have to leave now? Really? Or not really?
No, we've got time. We've got time for that other one. So we've got the other one there. Good stuff.
So the Switzerland Excellent Scholarship 2023, to 2024, the Nevis Island Administration, Ministry of Human Resources, wishes to inform the public that the Embassy of Switzerland in Santo Domingo has sent their postgraduate scholarship call and seeks to award 10 scholars and researchers in St. Kitts and Nevis. The 3 types of scholarships being offered for the 2023-2024 academic year in Switzerland at a Swiss university are research, PhD, and postdoctoral. These scholarships cover all the areas except the arts. Interested applicants should complete all attached forms and return them to the Ministry of Human Resources by Monday, 26 September for onward processing. For additional information, visit www.sbfi.admin.ch/scholarships.eng.
Always a great opportunity when people are receiving scholarships to pursue their education. So that's great. All right. So next up, we've got a health walk. Get your sneakers ready. The Nevis Health Promotional Unit's Caribbean Wellness Walk, that's a whole lot, is just around the corner. So on Sunday, 10th September 2022 at 5:30, the walk will commence at Hamilton Villas and will end at the Villa grounds. T-shirts will be distributed upon registration. The Nevis Health Promotion Unit is encouraging all community groups and local businesses to join, as a prize will be awarded for the group with the largest turnout. For more information, call 469-8010 or visit the Nevis Health Promotion Unit for a registration form.
And now we're on to Sugar Mass 51 registration. So the deadline to register for Sugar Mass 51 is tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow, the 10th of September. Sugar Mass 51 is 3 months away, and the St. Kitts Nevis National Carnival Committee is busy making final preparations. Registration is open for all vendors, calypsonians, soca artists, road march contenders, juve and parade troops, pageant contestants, steel bands, and service providers. Fringe event organizers, vendors, and service providers are also encouraged to indicate their participation by completing the registration documents. Registration forms are available at the St. Kitts and Nevis National Carnival Committee Secretariat on Keon Street in the E.C. Daniel building. Deadline for all submission once again, well, they said tomorrow. So tomorrow it is. Because it's saying tomorrow, or it's today.
But the deadline
the deadline is today, guys. Today.
So
the 9th. So you don't have until tomorrow. I humbly apologize. The deadline is today, Friday, September the 9th. So you get to the E.C. Daniel building with your registration forms, or go there to get your form and register today. Ultimate day, Friday. Saturday, no yay. So today, Friday. Yes, please.
Saturday is no yay.
No.
Well, guess what? It is time to say bye yay.
Bye yay.
Nearly. Yeah. It's that time when we want to thank you for joining us, of course, for another edition of Good Morning SKN. Yeah, wouldn't be the same without you guys. Remember to follow us on our social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube at Studio 327 Inc. And of course, on Instagram at Good Morning SKN. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, and share. It's always a pleasure hearing from you guys anyway, so let us know what's going on.
Yeah, there's to 700 and more. Remember, I always say that we have plenty, enough goals. Yes, plenty. So leave us a comment, as always, and let us know what was your favorite part of today's Friday show. And this is where we say have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday at 8 a.m. when you will start your morning with us right here at Good Morning SKN, where there's a little bit of everything for everyone. As usual, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.
Bye, guys.